I want to talk about this school that Umar Johnson was supposed to get built, and he's been collecting money for about 20 years now, man. This man been collecting school, been begging for money on YouTube, on social media, literally for about 20 years. Umar Johnson. I've been telling people, many people, for a long time that the school wasn't going to happen. By the man's actions, how he's been acting, what he's been doing, I saw it coming a mile away. But in the beginning, I'm going to be honest with you. In the beginning, I was all on board for it. I was on board for the school, man. I thought that a school for young black boys, for those who don't know, Umar Johnson was trying to build a school for young black boys called the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey School for young black boys. And in this school, he was going to be teaching about African studies, history from the black perspective, and teaching young boys how to maneuver in America as a black man. So in the beginning, I thought that was very necessary. I looked at our brothers in the streets. I looked at our kids in the streets killing each other. I looked at our kids, constantly going to jail back and forth, making terrible decisions, falling for the same tricks that a lot of older cats fell for, being lied to, misinformation about all kinds of things, religion, politics. A lot of things needed to be told from a black perspective, I felt like. And don't get me wrong, at the time when I wanted that school to happen, I was of a different mindset. I think I've grown a lot since then. I was in what you call the conscious community. I was one of these guys that felt like, you got to be woke. You got to find out the information and tell somebody else the truth because they're lying to us about everything. And a lot of that's still true. They all lie. They have lied to us about a lot of stuff. And a lot of people do need to wake up and understand that there is a deeper history to some of the stuff that they might know, that they think they know. So there's still truth to it, but you have to understand that when you consume a certain amount of information and you see things a certain way, you develop a certain mindset based off of a certain mentality, which is either going to help you or it's going to hurt you move forward as a person in America. And I made a decision a long time ago that I wasn't about to walk around being pissed off at the white man everywhere I go. I knew that every white man didn't do nothing to me. I knew that every white man didn't own slaves. I knew that every white man wasn't on board with that. Some of them were abolitionists. Some of them fought against it. Some of them helped Harriet Tubman escaping the Underground Railroad. There's a lot of things that happened and a lot of good people that were white. There's a lot of bad people that are black. And the more I figured that out, I instantly began to realize that, wait a minute, I can't point to one group of people as the enemy. I can't do it because I'm looking at people that look like me that's more of an enemy than what I'm trying to think that they are. So I had to be real with myself. I had to realize that it's not even about skin color so much than it is about somebody's heart. I think Martin Luther King was the first one to say, judge a man by the character of his heart, not the color of his skin. And I had to be real. I had to be real with myself and understand that because I know history, because I know about what happened in Kemet, Kush, Africa, because I know about the slave trade, because I know about all these things that happened or didn't happen, because, a lot of us believe that there were blacks already here in America. Everybody didn't come off a slave ship. But once I know this information, once I know about, my last name and what the Moors are talking about with the birth certificate and America being a corporation and all this stuff, when I know about all the information, I had to come to a point and ask myself, how is that going to help me move forward and be financially free, be happy with my family, happy as a person, and just excel in this country? Or should I start thinking about leaving this country, going back to Africa? And I wasn't doing that. I don't want to go back to Africa. I'm cool right here. My ancestors died right here on this soil. I'm going to stay right here in America. That was my conclusion. So I stopped walking around pissed off at the world, blaming the white man. Just to give y'all some context, So I was on board with the school, what I was getting to. And I had a friend one time, man. I had this guy I was real cool with, man. White guy. White guy, man. We got real cool. I met him, I was doing my job and I met him. I was a bus driver. And I met the guy, man, and we got real cool. We had some good conversations and stuff. And I told him my stance on. He asked me about the Umar Johnson School for Young Black Boys, and I told him that I'm in agreement with it, and I do think it's a great idea. He asked me a question that I think it started to let me know that this might not be such a good friendship, or this might not work. Because what he asked me was, he said, "Hey man, let me ask you a question." He said, "How would you feel if there was a school for all white boys?" I looked at him. I said, "Well, to be quite honest with you, man, y'all already had that." I said, "There was already a school for all white boys." I said, "That's why we've been spending the last 50 years or so, or more than that, trying to undo things that's been done because of all the control and power y'all had. So let's not forget about that." And he said, "Okay, well, but do you think that having a division, do you think that's going to be a positive thing that's going to bring us together, or separate us? Do you think telling white kids that they can't attend that school because they're white, do you think that's going to be y'all, that's going to make y'all the same thing as how they were back in the day, the racist people? Or is that going to make you different and make you better?" So I looked at him and I said, "Man, you know what? I don't think you really understand from a perspective of a black person." And this was my position at the time. I still kind of feel like this, but I have learned, I have grown a little bit as well. But I'm gonna speak on from my position at the time, how I felt. I say, I don't think you understand the plight of a black man in America. I say right now, if you look in the black communities, I say my people, young kids, are being gunned down in the street left and right. They're in gangs. They're getting all kind of trouble. They're dying early, at an early age. Drugs is running them up. I say, my people, we need help. So if a school for young black boys is going to help get young black boys off the streets, and because the teachers or the school can relate to these boys more than what they can be related to in a different type of public school, then I'm all for it. I get what you're saying. I told him. I said, but if we're the ones at the bottom, we're the ones need the most help. Wouldn't you be in support of that, of those people getting help? Like, why would you be against it? I get what you're saying, that you're saying that it's taking white boys out the equation and stuff. But you got to admit that white boys don't need the amount of help. At the same time, y'all have a whole lot of white schools still right now to this day. We only 12% of the population. As black people in America, we are only 12% of the population, I told them. So y'all are like a whole lot of cities and states that are just all white or majority white. There's a lot of all white schools right now. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know what I mean? Now that I've gotten a little older, I got a little bit more mature, I think back to that conversation and I say, you know what? Even though I do still feel like it can be helpful, I feel like we need our own communities. As black people, we need our own areas, our own factories, our own nail salons, our own, just malls and gas stations and things like everybody else. We need to own things, black people in America. Okay. But I don't think we should have to put a label on anything no more. This is the maturity that I've went through over the years. We don't have to put a label on anything anymore that says for black only. We don't have to. We don't have to. All we have to do is build up our communities and make it all black area with the people who invest in that community. And we don't have to say black only. If somebody white want to come shop in our community, they should be able to come in our community. But the owners, the people who are running the show, should be black. That's what I'm saying. So that's, and it comes to a point, like I say, Umar Johnson with the school, I was all on board, and that's why my mentality, my thought process was that this is something that's going to be for the benefit of Black people who need the help the most. So I was on board, man, in the beginning, but it didn't take me long to realize that this dude was a straight up fucking narcissist, man. This dude is the worst kind of narcissist. He didn't want no help. People tried to help this man. People tried to talk to him, ask him questions. He get pissed off. Umar Johnson literally was not the man for the job. If there was going to be a school for Black boys, I saw it didn't take me long to see that Umar Johnson was not the man for the job. He don't have the character. He don't have the patience. He don't have the discipline as a man in general. Again, I mean, anything wrong you can do as a person who's trying to open a school, he did it. He did it. And I've been telling his supporters from day one. Well, I'm going to say day two because I was in support myself for day one. But I was telling people, once I realized that, I was telling other people, you don't think this school really going to happen, do you? I mean, you don't really think that this man is capable of running a school, do you? Do you see a team around this man? Do you see him reaching out to people, trying to get help? Do you see him making the right moves up to this point that's going to get that school built? I don't see it. How can you think he's going to come up with a school when he's not doing what it takes to make the school happen? He's collecting money, begging for money every day on the internet. Hit your cash app, $. That man, he know that he say that so much that I was hearing that shit in my sleep. Umar Johnson asked for money so much that I was hearing it in my sleep. And the crazy thing is, so the last situation that just came out, just to get to the point, he comes out with this information about a few weeks ago, and he says that his accounts have been frozen. He said they froze my accounts. I don't have access to none of my money. Asking his supporters for money. He was asking his supporters to send him money via Cash App. He said they froze my accounts, y'all. I don't have access to none of my money. I don't ask y'all for nothing, which is crazy because you always ask for something. He said, I don't ask y'all for nothing, but I need y'all to send Dr. Umar Johnson some money. And he's begging for money on the internet. And I thought to myself, now this man collected over $1 million out of his mouth for this school. And you don't have no access to no money at all? That don't even make sense. He said they froze both of his accounts, his personal account and his business account, the school account. And I don't even understand how that even happened. Because last time when I get my account froze, I simply call the bank, verify if I made a transaction, if it was me or not. They free my account up like that, and I'm good to go. Now, how did his account get froze for days on days the way he's begging for money? It didn't make sense. And sure enough, not even a week later, he comes up with another video and he says, they put a note on my door on the school that said that the school is going to be auctioned off because I owe, I'm going to sum it up, $40,000. If I don't pay $40,000 in taxes for this school, we're going to lose the school, is what he says. Now, he's trying to blame the white man as usual. He's trying to blame racism as usual. They're only doing this to me because I'm a black man, because we got a black school. They're targeting us. And he's telling the people that support him, let's not let them stop us. Let's stick together. And he's trying to rally up this MLK speech, this bullshit. And this man, the con artist that he is, and the good talker that he is now trying to sit there and bullshit these people again after he's done it for almost 2 decades. He's trying to do it again and tell them while he's about to lose the school that it's the white man doing it to him. That it's the people of Wilmington, the government, the officials that are sabotaging him. That they didn't email him or they didn't send him a letter or something like that. When all this stuff has been being debunked for days now by all kind of folks on the internet. You got a YouTuber by the name of Lenore Honor. Lenore Honor has been on Dr. Umar Johnson's ass from the beginning. And that man has broken down every lie from detail by detail. He's broken it down. So Umar Johnson, man, has just been busted. The school, it looked like it's going to be sold. It's going to be auctioned. He's going to lose the school. And I just continuously ask the people who still stood by this man for all these years, what were you thinking? Why in the hell everybody and their mama was on the internet telling you that the school wasn't going to happen? Everybody and their mama was on the internet telling you that this man wasn't making the right moves. He wasn't doing nothing right. He wasn't getting nobody else involved. He wasn't building a team. He kept making promises, setting dates, never coming through on the date that he said was going to be ready. He's been promising that school was going to be open 5 years ago. What are we talking about, man? This man has been lying for years and years and years, and you had people still supporting this man. A lot of women, I would hate to say it, but I think it's a lot of women, single women, that he was able to sweet talk them with his talk, bullshit them, and had them thinking that he was going to come through. And we told your ass, man, we told y'all a long time ago that Umar was not going to come through with that school. That school was never going to happen. We've been saying it. I've been in every comment section on every video saying, y'all out of y'all goddamn mind. Personally, I've been doing that. So I know I've been telling people for years that this school wasn't going to happen. And sure enough, it didn't happen. So Umar Johnson, man, that dude right there is just, he's a piece of work. The last thing that he did actually was he came out with another video. In this video, he says to his followers, he says that if you give me $500, I'm going to let you take me out to eat. Oh my God, bro. He told these women, he put it out for the women. He said, if you give me $500, I'm gonna let you take me out to eat. Bro. Or either I'm gonna take you out to eat or something like that. But if I give you $500 that's for the school, and then we're gonna go out to eat with the same $500, how much gonna be left over from dinner? Because the dinner gonna cost probably about $200. So that $500 turned into $300, and you pay for the dinner yourself. This man think people are stupid, man. No, he literally think people are stupid. He think these women are just straight stupid. And as long as he keep on getting money from it and getting through with it, he gonna keep doing it. As long as there's somebody out there stupid enough to fall for it, he gonna keep doing it. It's sad, man. But Umar Johnson is a piece of work. And I tell you, people gonna wake up eventually and see. They're gonna have to, because there's no more school at this point. I don't think it got officially auctioned yet, but I guarantee you in a week it's gonna be out of here.
That's what I do it for. You know I got motion. Even though I be joking, get to the bag. Got me waking at 4 something. It's deep as the ocean. Been through the fire.